baby ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. Hello, friends. Let's turn off that banner. Hope everyone's having a good Tuesday on a short week, hopefully, a holiday week here in the US. So I had a project I wanted to do over the weekend, and it never happened. So I'm going to do it now. After a relatively unproductive day at work, although really, who is productive on Tuesday after a holiday Monday, right? Not me. I'm not productive. Of course, I'm not productive most days. Shh, don't tell anybody I said that. So let me show you what I want to do today. I'm going to start by sharing my screen. All right, so this is the kitchen hook that I've been using. Can I view this in 3D? Yes, I can. All right, so I printed out like 6 of these and stuck them to the wall in my pantry. And I hang my kitchen utensils, right? So like spatulas, spoons, whisks, pancake turners, things like that. And there's 2 problems with sticking these things to my wall. So the first problem with sticking these things to my wall, here's one. See the problem? Whoops, dropped it. So let me put that up where the camera can see it. The problem is that these are just plastic and they break easily. So that's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is I stick them to the wall using 3M adhesive tape thing, and they don't stay, and they fall off and break more of the hooks, and they take the utensils with them, and I'm tired of sticking them on the wall. So this project has a couple of requirements. First requirement is obviously it needs to have hook thingies to hold the utensils. The other requirement is that it needs to be anchored into the wall with drywall anchors. So my wife was going to Menards the other day to get, I don't know, whatever she gets at Menards, usually gardening stuff. And I said, hey, grab me a dowel rod while you're out. And I said, it doesn't need to be huge. It needs to be like 1/4 of an inch, maybe, like a pencil. And this is what she brought me. Okay, this is a beefy dowel rod. This would be good for hitting somebody. I have teenage boys, so it could be a good motivation device for them. Make a good walking stick. But I'm going to use this as the basis for my kitchen hook. What is this? I just whacked my monitor with it. 3/4 inch dowel. Okay. So the idea that I've had is that I'm essentially going to make this dowel into a towel bar, right? So I'm going to need some kind of a mount to hold the dowel out, like 1 inch from the wall. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have like a number of hooks suspended from the dowel rod to hold the utensil. So that's two things we need to design. One is the mount for the dowel rod. We're going to print two of those so it can hold the dowel rod like a towel bar. And then the other thing that we're going to make is the hooks, right? So the idea is that hopefully we'll be able to avoid having to use this thing again. All right, so to get started, I've got Fusion 360 on this machine, I hope. No, that's FileZilla. How do I not have Fusion 360 on this machine? Why? Oh, well, no. There it is. Autodesk Fusion 360. That's the part that I missed. It's feeling like I am. I would just rather not be at work today. Okay, so Fusion 360 wants me to log in. For whatever reason, it's decided I'm not logged in. And I don't know my own passwords because I use LastPass for everything. Give me a second. Let me find my AutoCAD account. There we go. Really, why is this taking all day? Come on. Okay, so the last time that I streamed any design work, I actually made this thing. This anchored hook for holding my vine on my wall, and it actually turned out really well. I should take pictures of that. I don't have any pictures. And the vine, it's going to need to fill in a little bit because I mean, like the part that's getting sunlight now in front of the window didn't have a lot of sun before, so the leaves are kind of small and dainty, but they're going to get big, and it's going to make a really nice, like, natural curtain in front of that window. So I'll add that to my list of things to do. At some point in the future, I'll share a picture of that and let people see how it turned out. What I am doing today, however, is going to be a new design. And we'll start that with a sketch. And I think what I want to sketch first as a starting point, it's going to be that dowel rod, right? So I have something to build around. And I'm working in millimeters. Actually, I'm not going to just take it for granted that this dowel is 3/4 inches. I should measure. And that way I don't even have to convert to millimeters because I have a fresh measurement. My caliper says a hair over 19 millimeters. So I'm going to call it 20 millimeters because there's no reason not to. Have like a millimeter clearance. I might even need more, but we'll call it 20. So we probably don't need to extend. I'm going to extrude that so we have like a dowel rod to work around. I'll just make it, I don't know, I'll make it big. 120, there we go, or 200 millimeters. So there's our dowel rod. And now we're going to build stuff to go around the dowel rod. So let's create actually, before I do that, let's create an offset plane. make it right about there. And on that offset plane, we're going to create a new sketch. And how big are we going to make it? I don't know. Call it 20.5 millimeters is going to be the inner diameter of the mount to hold it. Let's take a rectangle here, and I'm purely just sketching right now. I have no idea what I'm doing yet. Let's see how this works out. No, I don't like that. This looks like it might work. Something like that. Except that's still not right though, because I need more room, more room to print plastic around the dowel rod, right? We can't just have like an infinitesimally small layer of plastic circling a dowel rod, or it's not going to hold anything up. So how thick is 3 millimeters of plastic? It always helps me to look at my caliper for reference. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it 5 millimeters. So what I made the inner diameter of the hole. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make this 25, and I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to delete. Actually, I'm going to delete this whole sketch. I'm going to start the sketch over. I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't thought this that far ahead yet. Can I not get out of the sketch? Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that. Go back. There we go. Create sketch. No. Select my offset plane. All right, why can't I select my offset plane there? Okay, whatever. I'm just going to go with, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I know. I created that offset plane. I want to use it. Why can't I use it? Why? I selected it a second ago. See, that's what happens every time I start in Autodesk Fusion 360 is I end up wrestling with the interface. I know what I'm wanting to do, but I don't quite know where to click to make it happen. Oh, I called it utensil hool. Can I rename this in here? See, this is again, why? Why can't I not just like easily rename this? Why I should be able to click like a title or something? Really? Aha, rename. All right, construct. Offset plane against that plane, and it'll be, like I said, I'm just going to pick some random length there. Okay. There's my offset plane. Delete that other one. There we go. Okay, much better. Create a sketch. So the first part is going to be just around the rod, and I'll make it like, let's call it 25 millimeters. Then tangent to that, actually, we're going to draw a couple of construction lines here. How do I change that to a construction line? Ah, like that. There it is. And we'll put another one right. And that we will also make a construction line. So now we have something we can snap to. Like so. And I'm going to make it 1/2 centimeter thick. And I don't know how tall I want to make it. Let's call it 50. There we go. I don't quite know how to fill in that bottom there, but I'm going to take a guess that if I draw a knot construction line, aha, there we go. So if we finish that sketch now, I should be able to extrude those three planar surfaces right there out to, what am I going to call it? I'll call it 50 millimeters. No, that's way too many. 30. No, not even 30. 25. Did that not? No, not that surface. That surface. Extrude. There we go. In fact, let's go with 20. We're not going to cut. Go ahead and join. So we've already got it beat, my other design. I'm going to undo that. I shouldn't have done a join. I should have done a new body. So just happen to look at the chat, Chase. I am making, so I'll go back and explain again. So I am making a replacement for this. This is the design that I've printed like 5 times to hold utensils in my kitchen, in my pantry. And I've got them stuck to the wall with 3M tape, and they fall off the wall all the time. And the kids are too rough with them, and they break the hooks off all the time. So this design just isn't working for me. So what we're working on today is we're working on a system by which we can cut off a segment of this dowel rod that will suspend the dowel rod out from the wall a certain amount, and we'll have a series of hooks that encircle the dowel rod to hold the utensils, and those hooks will be designed to be a little bit more rugged, and by not having to rely on the brittleness of plastic to hold up the utensils, hopefully it'll last longer and not fall off the wall, because I'll drill holes. I'll have holes in it so I can drywall anchor it. I'm not actually looking at the Twitch chat. Was there a payload in there? Should make you one of these. Perfect for utensils. Okay. One of these what? I'll let you work on that. I wonder if that's going to be far enough out from the wall. Oh, go away. No, messenger. Don't. No, not on the window. I'm not on the radio, the monitor I'm sharing. All right, come on, messenger. Catch up with me. Is a hand wall hanger. Actually, that's kind of cute. It still ended up getting broken, though. I should make a few of these, but for hanging like 30 different spatulas and things, it's not going to work. Other than that, it's a great suggestion. All right, so I was asking myself if this is going to be far enough out from the wall. Actually, I think it is. I think it'll be fine, because there's like what, 2.5 millimeters of clearance there, and then there's like another how thick did I make that? I don't remember. Like 5 millimeters. So it'll be like 7.5 millimeters out from the wall. That's plenty of clearance for whatever hook I'm going to have go around this thing. So yeah, what was I doing? Oh yeah. The other thing that I need to do is, before I extrude that, I need to make a hole for the dowel rod, because right now the new body that I just created actually goes through the dowel rod, right? So if we look at it from the side, I don't have like a hole for the dowel rod to go through. So it needs the hole. So on that center point, let's not extrude. Let's instead... Wait, why do I see my body again? There we go. Circle tool is where? I'm still editing this sketch, aren't I? No, now I am. So what I say? I said 20 millimeters for the dowel. So how thick? Like half a, let's make it a whole centimeter thick. There we go. So there's what I've come up with so far. I made the letter B. Or the letter D, depending on your perspective. Huh? Let's turn the rod back on. Now you can see now you can kind of see the school of thought there. Okay. So what else are we going to do with this this hook thingy? It doesn't need to be that tall. It can be less tall, right? What can I do here? Oh, it's that's a horizontal constraint. How do I get rid of the constraints? Don't know why it decided it had to add those constraints for me, but I don't want them. Actually, maybe I do want those constraints. I just want to change this. There we go. No, that's too much. Okay, that's better. A little bit shorter. Okay, so let's look at this screw. I need to put a hole in it to anchor it into the wall. So I measured these screws last time I made my hooks for the vines, but I don't remember how big. When I made the hooks for that, I measured these screws then. I don't remember what the measurement was, so I need to measure again. 4 millimeters and change. So I'll make the hole 5 millimeters. So there's enough clearance. Maybe 4.5. Actually, I should look at my other one to see what I drilled. Let's look at that other design real quick. How big did I make that hole? I thought there's a measure tool. How does this measurement tool work? I don't remember how the measurement tool works. There we go. So it's a 5 millimeter diameter hole. And yeah, I don't remember how much I countersunk it. So let's go back over to the new utensil hook. And I'm going to make a sketch on that planar surface. So it's going to be a 5 millimeter diameter hole. So I should be able to just like center it. Is that going to be enough support? No, I don't like that. Let's go back to this sketch again. This sketch. Come on. Why are you not letting me edit my sketch? Oh, because I'm not finished with my new one. There we go. Still too tall, I think. We'll change it to 35 millimeters. There we go. Aha, much better. So we'll select that planar surface and create a sketch. And point that is just dead center there, right about, sure. And if we make the hole 5 millimeters, no, 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 that's not right. That's the depth. I don't care how deep it is as long as it goes all the way through. 5 millimeters. There we go. Hmm. Maybe I didn't make my bracket thick enough, I'm thinking. Because I mean that hole that we just drilled, that hole is the diameter of this screw. I mean that's like really small. So we're going to need to actually make that thicker. The cool thing about Fusion 360 is it doesn't care. I can just change the setting, the parameter that was provided when I extruded. So I extruded it 10 millimeters. I can instead extrude it 20, and now all of a sudden it's thicker. We'll go ahead and change this to. Yes, I like that better. I like that much better already. Okay, so let's go back to this sketch, the sketch where I set my point. We'll actually delete the point. And I'll create a new point for my hole right there. And I'm not measuring, I'm not counting, I'm just kind of eyeballing. I'm not doing like any stress calculations. So Chase says, since it's hanging and we'll be taking an angular load, shouldn't the support be beneath the hanging bit and not above? Probably, but you know, the load is still not going to be a lot of weight though, right? I mean, you've got a good point. And really, let's see here. So what if we supported it from below, right? What would that gain us? Structurally, I mean, yeah, not pots, just utensils. No, this is all for hanging like, yeah, I mean, like again, the scale on this thing. This is what I'm using today. I've got like 3 of them stuck up to the wall. Where's my pointer? I've got like 3 of these stuck up on the wall, all just like, together, and I've got like spoons and stuff hanging off of them, like cooking spoons and spatulas. So it's not a lot of weight that we're trying to support. The dowel rod that I have here, this 3/4 inch dowel rod, is clearly overkill, but I'm just working with the materials that I've got. All right, so what was I doing? Oh yes. I was still in the sketch right here, and we'll go ahead and finish the sketch. Nope, nope. Wait, why? Why? No, go back. That's right. I can't drill my hole there. Finish sketch. Come on. Why can't I see the point? Okay, there's point. Hole. And the hole is going to be 5 millimeters. There we go. All right, I like that. And how thick did I make this again? I don't remember. Go back out here. I just want to edit the sketch. Come on, let me edit it. When in doubt, right click. I made it half a centimeter thick. Is that going to be thick enough? Well, when in doubt, look. What did I make my vine hooks? Again, my vine hook that I made last week is really extra thick. Yeah, my my vine hook that I made last week works really well. So how thick did I make that? Wasn't there like a... I don't remember. I was gonna say, wasn't there like a tool to like to do like a point-to-point measurement in this thing, but I don't remember what it is, and I'm not gonna go digging for it. Come on. Oh, there's my problem. I keep selecting before I... Yeah, that's not it. Aha! Made it. I also made that a half centimeter thick. Okay, that's perfect. So that's what I'll go with. I'm familiar with that. That works well. Okay, so coming back over here to this aspect, I'm going to select that same point, and I'm going to make another hole. And this hole will be... how big is the head on the screw? 8 millimeters and change, so I'll call it 9. And then the depth on this only needs to be like 2 millimeters. Aha. Yep. And it doesn't need a fancy point. So there we go. We did a little countersinking so the head of the screw has some place to go. So really, that's all we need. I just need to print 2 of those to hold that dowel rod. One other thing I should do, though. I want to put like a hole. I want to put like another hole like right here. Like right in the front, so I can put just a little tiny wood screw in so the dowel rod doesn't go anywhere. So I'm going to select that planar face, and I'm going to make a new offset plane. And that tangent plane, that offset plane, it snaps. Yeah, so it's tangent to the outer diameter there. Okay, good. And then on that plane, create a new sketch. And I don't know where the center is on that. I gotta find that measurement tool. Where was that? Aha, sketch dimension. Can I, no, it's not gonna let me. Well, that's no fun. What can I do to find the center of the rod on that offset plane? I have no idea. See if I can. Add another plane, maybe. Plane tangent to face at point. That's not what I want. Oh, hell. Let's just use another offset plane. Nope, nope, nope. Not there. From there. Aha, there we go. Okay, what did that grant me? That granted me the ability to do a construction point or something through there. Or maybe it'll just snap. I don't know. Aha, yeah, see I can select it wants to snap right there. There's my center point. Okay, so create point, and now it's gone. See, I just for not if I was in this tool all day every day, I'd probably know what I was doing a little bit better, but I don't. And I just struggle with the interface every time. See that right there's the point that I want. Give me an anchor point there, please. I'm going to create a point. It's going to be like, no, we can't let you do that. That would be useful. That's okay. That's where it was right there anyway. Now, there we go. What I do not have are any of the wood screws I'll be using. I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab a wood screw. Hold that thought. Do I not have a be right back? I do not have a be right back. Well, I'll be right back. All right, so here's a little wood screw that I'm going to use. I'm going to put this wood screw right through that little, the hole that I'm creating there to hold the dowel rod in place. And this wood screw is 3.5 millimeters, so I'll just call it 4. Sure, we'll call it 4. So there's my little 4mm hole. And we'll give it a straight drill point. Well, that's interesting. Look at that. It's projecting this. I don't know what the deal is with that conical. I wouldn't expect it to, but it is. That's interesting. Oh, it's because of it's actually doing that on purpose. Okay. I didn't realize that I had that selected in my my hole type over here. That's cool. So I can actually do the counter bore, the countersinking that I typically like to do for a screw like this right here. So the head of the screw is 7mm. And I'll go ahead and extend that just a little bit further. Yeah, I think that'll work. Objects to cut. Not body 1, just body 2. Ah, look at that. Now we have a hole for our wood screw. Okay, so what else can we do to make this prettier and or more attractive? I'm gonna fillet these corners right here. Fillet, is that the word? I think it's fillet. Nope, nope, nope. Select that edge, and we'll hit F. And now we'll make a nice little, look at that. Just like the, and I'm not even going to worry about measurements and radiuses. I'm just going for what looks right. And that looks right. Oh, I guess I could make this bigger, couldn't I? Now, before we get any further, I'm going to name these bodies. Yeah, that'll work nicely. Okay, so now we've got the supports done. The only other thing that I need to figure out is what the hooks are going to look like. And I have not put any thought at all into what the hooks are going to look like. So let's make the bar show up again. Sometimes you eat the bar, and sometimes it eats you. Name the movie. Either of my 2 viewers. Big Lebowski. Okay, so let's make another offset plane on this from the end of the bar again. Offset plane. Yeah, right about there looks good. That's where I'll work on making my hooks. So it's going to be the same kind of thing, right? So we'll start with a circle. And I'll even make that circle the same 25 millimeters thick. All right, so we have to determine how we're going to come down from the ring that goes around the bar and what kind of hook we're going to make at the bottom to support the utensils. And I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's some perfect angle, right? But I'm sitting here just thinking like, okay, well, I'll just make like like this, right? And like something like that. And then I don't know how the angle would work out, but I don't know if that's going to work right. I mean, that's going to, let's think about that though. So we have a circle. You know, I'm overthinking it. Honestly, I'm just overthinking it. What I ought to just do is just like do a 45-degree angle off the bottom and just like iterate, because that's like the magic of having a 3D printer, right? Because you can iterate your design as many times as you want. So what do we think? Like half a centimeter thick, or is that gonna be too thick? That should be all right. Half a centimeter. So there we go. Oh, screwed that up too. All right, let's go with that. So where's my line tool? And I'm just going to take a line from like there. .45 seems like too much. I think maybe more like 30 degrees. How long are these? Because I was fitting like 3 spatulas on these, on this old design that I'm not going to be using anymore. So these are like a centimeter and a half. So maybe something like that. I think we could add more length. There's just no magic way for me to change that, is there? Oh, wait, right there. Ha! I mean, as we put the utensil on the hook, it's going to rotate around the rod, but I really don't care. I think it'll be fine. Well, like I said, I can always print more than one. So there's our hook as it exists as a sketch. Let's turn off the bar and select all these planar surfaces. Nope, that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. And we'll all extrude those for 1/2 centimeter. Yeah, like that. And while we're in there, I'll go back to my sketch, add just a point right there. Can I snap to that point now? I think I can. No, of course not. I don't need to. There it is anyway. Create point right there. And we'll make a hole that is just a straight through hole. That is all the way through and wide enough for the dowel rod. There's our hook. And like I said, I know it's not going to be balanced right, but I really don't care. I really just care that we're not relying on adhesive to stick to the wall. Wonder if there's any. I don't think there'd be any structural benefit to making that circular. Plus, that'd make it harder to print anyway. So there are the two bodies we created along with a representation of the dowel rod. I think that'll work. So the next thing I can do is I can send these two objects over to Cura. And there's not going to be any good way to print that support, though, is there? You know what I really need to do with that? What I really need to do with that support is I need to take the fillets off. Now it'll be easier to print. I'll need fewer supports. I'll just need to support the drill holes. Okay, so let's save this. And let's export the support. Save that to my desktop. And also the hook. All right, so now we're going to get ready to print. So here's Cura. So Cura is a slicing program. So the whole idea behind a slicing program is we take the 3D object into the slicing program, and the slicing program looks at it at every fraction of a millimeter and decides, okay, here's the path that I'm going to take the print head around the print bed and draw with molten plastic to create my 3D object. So, for example, let's take the support that I created. And it actually came into existence on the print bed in the orientation that I wanted it. So yeah, it's going to print just like that. And we can, Cura will let us look at the layer view, and we can actually see all the individual layers. Zoom in a little bit here, adjust my angle. And we can see each individual layer that gets printed. So here you can see the layers on the print bed are all solid. And then we get a few layers up and we start printing what they call fill, right? We keep going, and you can see down here, it's starting to print the hole, and you can see that light blue that it's drawing is support, right? Helper support that it's generating to support the so that gravity will be mitigated essentially. So as the print head comes in and completes these layers, it's gonna want to support, like right here. Watch. Right here. This next layer is going to come and print on top of that support. Like that. So Cura not only decides where to cut the layers and what paths to make for the for the print head, but it also decides where to print the support. So you can see in this other hole down here, it's going to print a tiny support right there, and that support, you look at that and you're like, what's that going to do? That's just like floating out in the middle of nowhere, but it's not actually. That's how it's programmed, is that it's going to be in the middle of nowhere, but gravity will actually come into play, and there'll basically be a little wad of plastic there supporting it as it prints. So yeah, we can print that just like that. That'll be fine. And in fact, let's duplicate that. So now we have two of them, and I'll move these over to one side of the print bed. And those are probably going to be all right. And I'm going to go ahead and print those two. But how many of the hooks do I want? I'll probably print a couple of the hooks to see how those work too. So there's one. And I'll go ahead and make two of those just to see how those work out. So yeah, those aren't even completely solid, are they? They have a couple layers of filler, not much. Okay, what other settings am I going to use here? I always have my skirt down here. So this thing right here is the skirt. And Cura prints the skirt to kind of prime the hot end and get all the air bubbles out. I always do at least a 400 millimeter skirt. That's usually enough. Make sure my supports are being printed. Yeah. Anything else? Temperature. What's my temperature set at? Material. Printing temperature 215. So I use eSun PLA, and that's 215 is a great temperature for that. So really, that's all I'm going to do today. I'm going to go actually start this print and get my prototypes out and play with those. I don't know if I'll do that on stream or not. You can see down here that it's going to take, according to Octoprint, it's going to take, according to Cura, it's going to take about an hour and 40 minutes to print. That's actually pretty close usually. So I'll go ahead and send it to my Octoprint server, which I don't know if I've shown off my Octoprint server before. I'll do that real quick. So Octoprint is an open source project that is essentially a print server for wait, that's the wrong profile. That's my work profile. I want my personal profile that has my LastPass in it. Go print. There we go. So yeah, this is basically a print server for my 3D printer, and it lives down on a Raspberry Pi in my basement, and it even has a little come on, today, go away. Oh, it's dark down there. Alexa, turn on the 3D printer. There we go. So there's my print bed. And the 3D printer should be online. And I'll go ahead and get it warming up while I'm here to a 5 Celsius for the print head and 40 Celsius for the print bed. That's going to be warming up. I'm going to go downstairs and load some filament and get this thing going. Who's calling me? I hear ringing from my speakers. You don't hear it. I hear it in my headphones. It's probably like my Google Voice account. It sounds like Google Voice. But like seriously, it wasn't presenting me with any dialogue anywhere saying why it was ringing. Weird. All right, so I've been at this for an hour. I designed a nifty little utensil hanging thing. I'm gonna go print my prototypes. Thank you for hanging out with me for like an hour, 15 minutes, whatever it was. Hopefully this was somewhat entertaining. I don't have anything else to add. So I'll let everyone know how this turns out. Thanks for hanging out. See y'all later.